This episode of My Two Satoshis is brought to you by BitGet.com. BitGet is one of the fastest growing derivatives exchanges with 1.5 million users worldwide. Available to U.S. citizens, BitGet offers USDT margin trading and one-click copy trading. With over $5.6 billion in trading volume per day, you should start trading with the fifth largest global crypto exchange today. BitGet.com. Link in the description below.
This my two Satoshis. This my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah.
It's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another My Two Satoshis video. Hope everyone's doing well out there today. We are going to be looking at this market. It is insane. We have shedded over $73 billion in market value in the last 24 hours or so. You know, you may ask, what is going on? You should be panicking. Not really. I do see further downside ultimately in the short term. I'm talking the next 3 to 6 months. I do see a trend downward. We still have to test that $20,000 Bitcoin. So don't panic. Take your time entering these markets. If you're not in them yet, this is a blessing in disguise. If you are in them, well, maybe you should think about positioning yourselves on over to the sidelines and getting some dry powder is what they call it, and waiting for a lower level in the markets. Big time moves downward for the altcoins today. We'll talk about all of that because as reported by Decrypt Media, we have markets shedding $75 billion, but Ethereum, Solana, and Avalanche, Algorand as well hit very hard. We'll take a look at maybe why this is occurring for those three cryptocurrencies. We've also got Steve Hank calling Bitcoin highly speculative with fundamentally no value. I don't agree with this, but we need to take a look at the naysayers just to see what exactly they're thinking. This will either strengthen our hypothesis about our trading strategy or weaken it. But you need to definitely punch holes in your beliefs, especially when you're investing. So let's take a look at what Steve Hank has to say out of you today. And then lastly, Bitcoin. Yes, it is declining as it falls closer to that $40,000 support level. I don't have that as an actual support level, but CoinDesk does. And so we'll take a look at this article. I'll show you my technical analysis here in a second as well, but all three articles coming up on today's episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it.
Before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this.
So let's get into it, ladies and gents. The heat map is all red. It is a blood day, that's for sure, but these are the days you should actually be buying, or at least putting a little bit of your dry powder in, not the whole stash. Don't shoot your whole load on today, please. Further downside is probably coming, in my opinion. But we got Bitcoin down 3.1%, trading at $41,723. Solana, ADA, DOT, Doge, Atomic. I mean, all these coins are getting hit hard, down more than 5%. For most of these coins you see here in the deep red. Ethereum is down 4.7%. It is trading under the 3,000 marker at $2,854. Binance trading down today 1.8%. Not as bad of a day for Binance token, but it is trading at $335. Look at Dogecoin, trading at 18 cents. I hope some of you people were selling when it was at 60, 70 cent Dogecoin. Just didn't make any sense why that coin would be that high. But this is what happens when you have unlimited money printing, easy money, easy credit. All that adds to this inflation and bubble of everything, even cryptocurrencies, right? You're going to see a bubble in all asset classes. Take advantage of it. Just because there's a bubble doesn't mean someone isn't taking advantage of it and making money. So why don't you participate and make money as well? But you got to take profits. Doesn't mean anything if you never take profits. So it is important for you to take profits and either dollar cost average back in at a lower price, or just take some profits and go on a trip or something. I don't know. Do something with that money. Just don't hodl it, because some people think that Bitcoin is going to zero. We'll take a look at that in a second. But first, my technical analysis on Bitcoin. Cryptodamus, you know how I do. My accuracy is best in the game. You know it, I know it, but let's keep it a secret. We have here the green line. That is ultimately the top area of the channel that we have been in for many months now, starting all the way back in May of this year is when we broke down into that area where you see this purple box I have here. I'm going to just slide this all the way out to where we are today, so you get a better visual on what's going on. But this purple box represents the channel that Bitcoin really was in for about 3-4 months. Broke out in August of this year. We see there was a break back down into that, and once that happened, we had an attempt to make a move back up above there. So think of that line like as water, and we were drowning in the water and we came back up for air. Now, and got slammed back down again a couple of days ago with more news out of China and other fundamental things that were spooking the markets. But I tell you guys all the time, the markets are going to go in the direction that in general it wants to go. It just needs a reason to manifest that, to express that, and fulfill that. So these, you know, China banning Bitcoin and all that is just the reason that the market needed to make its correction lower. And I think we're still heading towards $20,000 Bitcoin for the ultimate test, the ultimate floor for Bitcoin. If it can pass that test, we are going parabolic yet again. So we'll have to see what happens at that point. Can't make any predictions yet, but that's definitely where I think we're going. So if you know we're going there, you know how badly the altcoins react to a downward move. You may want to either be in Bitcoin if you just had to pick a crypto to be in and just take some of the L's from here heading lower, or be on the sidelines because your altcoins are going to get slaughtered. Okay. You make the most money in altcoins when there's an appreciation in the space, but you also, it's a double-edged sword. You lose the most money when there is a bear or correction in the space. I saw this, experienced this many times over the past 8 years in cryptos. No worse than 2017, where my portfolio was heavily weighted in altcoins and I lost about 96% of my portfolio value. Though I was taking profits, I was taking money out to the sidelines into cash. What I had in my portfolio was a 96% haircut. So that is crazy. You need almost 100x to get back to that, whatever you lost. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. The altcoins are going to get hit the hardest. Please plan accordingly. But back to this technical analysis here. We're back underwater, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I should change this color to blue because that will represent what situation we're in right now. Let's change that to blue. So we are back in the water and we need to come up for air. If we don't, we're going to drown and head further down into this channel. And it's going to be a rough one if we can't make our way back up from here. I personally think we're not. I think we're going to test the bottom side of that channel again at $31,000 Bitcoin, and maybe miraculously there will be something that comes out that changes us in the course of the crypto short term. Long term, of course, I am still very bullish on this crypto asset class, so don't get me wrong here. I'm definitely bullish long term, but I think in the short term you need to make some big pressing decisions. If we see a break below $40,000 Bitcoin, which was the last little bounce we made right here on September 20th of this year. That's where we are technically. We're in the water, gasping for air or holding our breath, right? Waiting to see if we can come back up for another gasp of air and oxygen to get back in the right direction. But Steve Hanks says that Bitcoin is so highly speculative that fundamentally it has a very little value, or a value of zero. He says he went that far to say that. And so, you know, he's an economist from Johns Hopkins University. So we know how economists, their job is to always be wrong. Economists never get it right. But Steve Hank has once again slammed Bitcoin on his Twitter page, sharing particular reasons why he is anti-Bitcoin. Man, just admit you were wrong. Okay, just admit that you should have been buying Bitcoin back when Crypto Blood was buying Bitcoin. And you wouldn't look so stupid. But prominent Bitcoin critic Steve Hank again has taken to Twitter to name the reasons why he doesn't like or believe in Bitcoin as a worthy asset. He is again emphasizing the flagship crypto's high volatility, its vulnerability to fraud. His conclusion is that Bitcoin is a highly speculative asset whose fundamental value is as low as zero. The Economist has posted a meme putting Bitcoin on the same level as famous disasters such as the Titanic or the Hindenburg. Not at all. And around 10 days ago, Hank commented on El Salvador adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. He tweeted that the majority of Salvadorians don't understand Bitcoin, so they are allegedly being fed lies about Bitcoin being a cheaper remittance payment than traditional financial platforms. And so it's funny because Michael Saylor, all of you know who Michael Saylor is by now. He came out and he's the CEO of MicroStrategy. If you aren't familiar, they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars on Bitcoin in 2019, 2020. Late to the game, but really put their money where their mouth is and put a lot of money up into this digital asset. But Michael Saylor said that digital energy, that's what Bitcoin is. It is also digital property. It will last forever. It's programmable and moves at the speed of light. It is technology to provide property rights and economic empowerment to anyone with a mobile device. It is hope.com for a better future. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this response to Steve Hank that Michael Saylor made? I mean, I guess that's true to a certain extent, but we have to be honest here. Bitcoin is not the best remittance payment network. It's just not efficient enough to scale to the point where you have multiple or dozens of El Salvador like countries using it to do remittance. It's not ready for that. There's still a lot of challenges that it needs to overcome from scalability and other issues. So volatility is one issue as well. Like if you're going to use an asset as a currency, it has to be more volatile. Will Bitcoin get there at some point in the future? Most likely, but maybe at $1 million or or higher. No time soon do I see Bitcoin really being great for that use case. I think we're putting the cart before the horse on this one. Let me know in the comments if you agree with that or not. I'm definitely in that camp. But is Bitcoin going to zero? I don't think so. Is there a possibility that happens? Absolutely. Many things are possible. It's just about the probability of it. I think it's very low. I really do. I think it's less than 5% chance that Bitcoin goes to $0. We got to put a time frame on that, right? Because ultimately in the end, everything goes to zero. So does Bitcoin go to zero in the next 5 to 10 years or even 20 years? I do not think so. And speaking of going down or going towards zero, we are heading lower overall in the crypto markets. The market cap of crypto shed about $73 billion. We got Ethereum, Solana, and Avalanche hit the hardest or among the hardest, definitely harder than Bitcoin was. The cryptocurrency market shed more than 4% off its value over the last 24 hours. Ethereum, Solana, and Avalanche have experienced some of the largest losses today. Ethereum has shed more than 6% of its value over the last 24 hours, currently sitting at $2,800. The second largest cryptocurrency by market cap has bounced back from recent lows around 2,700 twice over the last week, but it is still trending downwards. Competing platforms like Solana and Avalanche have also seen large declines over Bitcoin in the last day. Both are dubbed Ethereum killers and seen as chief rivals to Ethereum's dominance in the DeFi world, peer-to-peer lending and trading, and NFTs, of course. Solana has been hit pretty hard. I've told you guys about what's going on with Solana. It had a huge network outage that lasted over 17 hours a couple of weeks ago. Now slowly trying to recover. Its ultimate high was 213 bucks. And I think this is one of the coins you should be looking at as the bear market really takes hold of all altcoins. Look at Solana because it had one of the biggest and most extended bull runs. So that means on the way back down, it's going to be violent. I would be and am picking up Solana coins on the low because I think ultimately it is a better blockchain for smart contracts than Ethereum. But at the same time, I've told you guys this many times before in the past, the stock market is also doing bad, okay? And there's a huge correlation. I've said this so many times before. There is a huge correlation with cryptos and the stock market. And if you think that we're going to have a economic downturn in the traditional markets, okay, in the economy, if you feel like that's going to happen, then you also have to be bearish on Bitcoin, even more bearish on Bitcoin in the crypto markets, because they go down much higher percentage wise than the equities do in general. So I think there is above a 6, maybe even 7.7 correlation, positive correlation with Bitcoin, or I should say crypto markets in general, and the stock market. So paying attention to the stock market is very important while investing in the crypto markets. Not maybe day to day, but I would say week to week, month to month, there's a very big correlation there, ladies and gents. Dow Jones down 1.6% over 569 points today. NASDAQ hit hard today, 2.8%. That's a big drop for equities. Also S&P down 2%. That's a big drop for any index, right? So that's not good news. Overall, kind of a bearish move for these asset classes. Cash is looking like king right now. You know, what do you think about this? Do you think we are heading lower? I'm letting you know that we are heading lower. That is my professional opinion on the situation. $20,000 Bitcoin is still in play, especially now. Like, I thought it wasn't in play for a minute there when we broke out to the upside out of that channel, but we did get smacked back down. It was a hard smack, and we attempted twice to get back up and failed twice. So seeing the attempts to move back up and failing is really ominous right now. So just be careful. That's what I have to say to you. Put some money to the side if you haven't already, and wait for lower prices and dollar cost average back into the crypto markets. If Bitcoin goes back to 20,000, man, your altcoin market could see another 50% decline from here easily. Let me know your thoughts though in the comments below. That's my 2 Satoshis for today. Let me know yours. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe also. And don't forget to click that bell to receive more quality videos like this. I'm out of here, people. Holla.